Now I'm going to talk about performance anxiety. Now, performance anxiety comes from the fact of you worrying about something in the future. You're worrying about an outcome. So you've got a deadline, for instance, in your business, and you're worried about achieving it, or you're worried about your performance, whether it's going to be good enough, or you're worried about criticism. In other words, you're worrying about what you're trying to avoid. And this is really common with most people because your mind is in the future and you're predicting a negative future. In other words, it's negative goal setting. That's what you're doing when you are under the influence of performance anxiety. You are setting goals in a negative way. You're focusing on what you're trying to avoid and you're focusing on your fears, and you're actually making decisions based on your fears. So that is not a very good place to be. You need to be in a mindset where you do not think about the consequences of your actions. You are basically so absorbed in the moment, in what you're trying to do, you have absolutely no performance anxiety in that particular mental state. We call this a state of flow. Flow states bring about this transcending mental state that allows you to perform in the now, the present. So you're so focused and absorbed in the moment that you do not experience any anxiety because you no longer focused on your ego. You've transcended your ego. In other words, your mind is focused on the now. There's a great teacher called Eckhart Tolle who talks about the power of now and keeping in the now. And that's why over the last few years, mindfulness and meditations have become really important in people's daily rituals to keep them in the now, to stop them thinking about past and thinking about future. When you think about past and future, that's when anxiety is created. It manifests out of those worries of the past or the future. If you focus on the now, the present, it actually, transforms your consciousness and brings you to a state of mind where you no longer experience anxiety. So learn how to meditate every day, and it's one of my big factors that I teach is have a meditation every day. So meditation not only keeps you in the now, stops you becoming anxious, stops you becoming depressed, but it also reduces your heart rate. And if you do 2 meditations a day, there's a massive amount of literature to suggest that would reduce your risk of cancer in the future. So meditate every day. Stay in the now. This is where you need to be to perform your best because it allows you to get access to this altered state of consciousness called flow. In flow, your brain changes from beta wave patterns to alpha and theta wave patterns, and it's in those alpha and theta wave patterns that performance actually improves because you become more creative and you actually start to make better decisions. In other words, because you make decisions in the absence of worry. You make decisions in the absence of that horrible negative emotional energy that you get from stress, anxiety, and depression.